Okay, so I'm just starting this out with Ibrahim because I want to show some pretty good items that you can find along the way. So, first place I want to go to is the first step. Here are some items that I want to find here that are pretty useful. The first thing I want to do, head southeast of the crypt and drop down to the aqueduct. Take the pickled fowlfoot. Get the smithing stone. And now I want to make my way over to the aqueduct along this way. So back to the first step, and this time I want to go west and down to the coastline. Best to ride on Torrent. Just come over to where those two equals are. And down here at the aqueduct you'll find the spirit springs that'll cushion your fall. First thing you want to do, go pick the fowlfoot. And then you want to make your way over to this merchant.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
So, before I buy anything, let's sell these runes. So, I personally love the flavor text on the rune rank 4 and rank 6. Where, on the rune 4 it says, even now, runes are imbued with the power of life. You see the Erdtree towering over? And rune 6 reads, those born at the foot of the Erdtree are blessed. That is, at least, the lingering belief of the people of the plateau.
All done? What? You again. I don't want any trouble.
After do I just forgot to buy stuff. So it's got the cookbook, smithing stones, sword, club, bow, and shield. Armor's Cookbook 2 lets you make fire arrows and neutralizing boluses, which is quite good.
All done? Well, be on your way then.
So let's see, now as far as equipment is concerned, let's go broadsword on offhand, longsword on main hand, shortbow on main hand, and, oh, okay, torch on offhand. I was gonna put the bow on, but that would make me over encumbered. You know, one thing I wish Elden Ring included was like some kind of universal item storage that can basically transfer items between the different characters you make. I could definitely see how that could be broken, though. You could probably make like 5 different versions of the same starting class and just dump like 5 different versions of their starting equipment storage. But honestly, I think breaking the game is part of the fun. So now I'm gonna head over to the gate front. Before I go anywhere, I'm gonna rest up at the site of grace and change time to morning. There are some pretty powerful enemies that only show up at night, so I would recommend changing the time to avoid that. So, take out the soldier. come up and over to this chest, where you can get the Lord Sworn's Greatsword. So for this soldier here, take him out. And then go north over towards the other carriage. Okay. Put that guy out. And there's a flail inside of this carriage, which is quite valuable. So I'm just gonna run past everything. Hopefully the knight doesn't attack. And thankfully, if you go down to this chamber, all the enemies will lose interest in you. So over here is the Ash of War Storm Stomp and a Whetstone Knife. Whetstone Knife is very valuable. I'll show what it does in a moment. I'm going to avoid riding around on Torrent, because I noticed that if you ride on Torrent, it like messes with the resolution of the video. So I'm going to try to avoid that as much as I can. So anyway, the Whetstone Knife. Even though it's called a knife, it's not a weapon. It's actually a tool. So this whetstone has a cipher inscribed on the blade, and it looks like a small knife. It allows the use of Ashes of War at a site of grace to bestow battle arts and affinities to armaments. Battle art and affinities will depend on the skill used. So, for example, Sacred Blade, and apply the Sacred Affinity, along with giving the ability Sacred Blade. And Storm Stomp can make a weapon quality, along with giving the ability Storm Stomp. So right now, with the standard Wet Blade, your only options are whatever affinity the weapon or the ability came with, and normal.
Oi! You there?
Hello?
Could you help us out, Cully?
Hello? What? Was this tree just talking to me?
You?
What the hell?
Oh! What'd you go and do that for?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yes. I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really. Oh, what a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned. And so this is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me. Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon. Right, but I'll need a moment. I'm frightened of them, so I have to gather myself. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on the shore. Right,
So that was Bok. He is the absolute nicest person in all of Elden Ring, and I honestly hope that no harm comes to him. He is the epitome of looks like a cinnamon roll is a cinnamon roll. So now, come over here, build the beetle, and get the Ash of War to take me. Oh, wonderful, Titan Sellsword's joining in. I love dual wielding swords. Okay. Got some frozen raisins. If you come up here onto this cliff, you'll get a smithing stone, which is okay. And now I'm gonna head north over towards those ruins. Rune Skull, wherever you find these, always break them. So yeah, these ruins over here, I just want to go right past them. Some kind of sellswords actually set up camp there. And they can, or rather they have some valuable items that you can use. So let's go over there, get the items. Hopefully I can sneak in without any issue just by, well, sneaking around. Okay, got the Armorer's Cookbook, Volume 1. And these guys are none the wiser. So the Armorer's Cookbook, very valuable items. They mainly deal with making poison-themed and fire-themed items. So Volume 1 lets you make fire grease, and I think the fireproof liver, where Volume 2 lets you make neutralizing boluses and fire arrows, all of which are quite useful. So, come over here, activate the Site of Grace, and now I want to make my way back to the Artist Shack. So, over here at the shack, I can actually memorize this painting. It's all part of some crazy side quest involving memorizing the paintings and then going to the areas that the paintings depict. Also, one good thing about this hill above the shack is that there are some items that you can harvest. Like these tarnished sunflowers. There are some sheep and rams that you can kill to get thin beast bones. There are also some eagles you can kill to get some flight feathers. Although, to be completely honest, I'm not a fan of farming the eagles to get the flight feathers. Now, if you come over here, over by where the gravesite with the cookbook was,
Is anybody there?
you'll find this gentleman
Someone who
asking
might
for
be
help.
interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor. Ah, you've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but no. No, the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the True Order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool! And plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval. Yes. Now, allow me to furnish you with a little advice. I would take great care to avoid Godric's tarnished hunts were I in your shoes. That depraved lot are obsessed with sacrificing tarnished like you for the sake of grafting. Honestly, Godric's nothing more than a jumped-up country bumpkin. Lord? Oh, don't make me laugh. First, he hid himself amongst the womenfolk to flee the capital, then hid from Radahn in that castle. Then he insulted Melania, lost to her in battle, only to lick her boots rather than die like a man. Has he no shame, the big girl's blouse? And to think, he's the blood of Godfrey, last of the golden lineage, though you almost wouldn't know it to look at him. Yeah, I almost feel sorry for the chap the more I think of it. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me.
So once Kenneth asks you if you're waiting for a kiss goodbye, that's when you know that he's said everything he needs to. So now I'll just go over here. And just want to show something cool. These noblemen can drop their equipment, provided you're insanely lucky. But the majority of the time they'll just drop ruin fragments and herbs. Oh yeah, come next time I'll probably make my way over to Fort Heights, and hopefully I'll be able to read a place up for Kenneth. Well, next time, I hope anyone watching this has a good day.
Hey!
I'll put on the end card, and I hope you have a good one.